What have we got here? A Bailey's number 8 smoothing plane fully restored? Believe it. Let's take a closer look. A lot of weight, as much weight as we can put on it without bending the tool. Boy, oh boy. This is going to be a fun video. Have you ever seen anything as big as that? Man, if they make a bigger plane, I don't know about it. I'm certainly not the expert on it, but this is beautiful. Number 8, right there, you can see on the back, and the Bailey name on it, there. In excellent condition, fluted. You see the fluting on the bottom? This was a gift to me from my friend Ben. You remember Ben? He is the one that came over and stayed with us, and I helped him pick up his sawmill. Well, he restored this for me and did a beautiful job. And of course, you know, he gives it to, he's a very humble guy. He's like, oh, you know, it's not really very good, and you'll need to sharpen it. I don't sharpen like you do. And you know, the closer I look at it, Ben, you did a beautiful job on it. Beautiful job. So certainly don't sell yourself short. But I don't know really what condition the edge is. I just kind of messed around with it a little bit. But let's pull it apart and take a closer look. This here is going to be perfect for a little project that I have, and that'll be smoothing the new carpenter's bench behind me. You know that typically the old timers, once they laminated the top and they built them, they'd let them sit and season for a great while, long time, you know, I don't know, 6 months, some people say a year. I think it's probably been long enough. And I can feel that portions of it have risen. It's no longer really very flat. But this here is going to be the perfect tool for that. So let's break it down, take a look at the irons, and see if they need a little work, and then we'll get started on really smoothing out the carpenter's bench. I put my 4 planes together here so you can kind of get a comparison of the size of this monster. A number 8 is a big plane. Look how wide it is. Boy, that's pretty. You can see here, of course, a number 8. I believe this is a, I forget, a 5 or a 6. I think this is a 4. And then the little low angle plane. But it's a big one, isn't it? What a monster that thing is. Just huge. Handle, oh, how nice is it? It's really in excellent condition. Just excellent. So let's pull it apart, take a look at it. Just the scale of this monster is so big, it's hard to get it into frame. All right, so let's take the, I haven't had this apart yet. So there's the Stanley logo. We'll put a little polish on that. That helps with chips to roll up. Got these huge irons. Oh, look at that right here. We've got the original Sweetheart, the Stanley Sweetheart, the SW there, the iron, and the chip breaker. You know, Ben said this wasn't very sharp, but you know, I know how you are, Ben. It's probably sharper than I can get it. Let's take it apart and take a look at it. Let me go grab my screwdriver. Well, I'm just not used to the size. I keep going on about it. The scale of it is, it's huge. The thing is just huge. Oh, Ben, come on, give me a break. That thing is really sharp. Really sharp. I don't know that it needs any work. Well, we'll do it just for fun. It doesn't need very much. It doesn't need very much. Actually, I misspoke. This is not the piece that gets polished. It's the top of the chip breaker. Right here. See how that's got some, you can see you've got some stone marks in there. You can polish that up right there and let those chips that come up over that, roll up over there a little bit, maybe a little bit smoother. So let's look at the frog here. I don't know what this looked like before Ben restored it. But boy, it's pristine now. Look at the screws, and big old heavy screws to hold that frog in there. A lot of attention to detail here in the restoration. It's really pretty. All those machine surfaces are clean, no paint on that. That's done properly right there. You get paint on it, you want that to be absolutely rock solid. You want metal to metal contact. You don't want paint in between there, and he has done that, and that's all machined off there. But look at the screws. The screws don't have any any damage on them from using the wrong size screwdriver head. If we look here on the back, I'm not going to take it completely apart because I want to use it here. We got the brass nut. I mean, it's just pristine. Looks like we've got some more adjustments back in there. I'm not sure what those are, but boy, it's a good condition. Turn off my pager here. We got some brass screws. Look at that, we got brass screws right there. Aren't those pretty? And here as well. Again, no damage in there at all. Just perfect. And a nice patina. Real nice patina on that handle. I mean, I don't think you're going to come across a nicer one than this. I mean, the more I look at it, it's just beautiful. It's got some initials on there. I wonder if those were put in there. They were probably put in there by maybe the original owner. LLW. Lease Loan Wranglerstar. Probably not. All right, let's just touch up this blade, or this iron, not that it needs much, and then we'll see how it levels our bench top. So to sharpen this iron, I'm just going to use this old piece of glass. You guys have seen me use it in the past. This belonged to my Nana. My Nana was a fancy lady. She liked glitter and gold things and anything shiny. And this is something that one of her handicrafts, I can see, the aquamarine glitter would have been set on a table or something like that. So I use this. I think about her every time I use this. So I've got some sandpaper. So I've got some 1500 grit. Now this is really good wet dry sandpaper, like the automotive style for sharpening your blades, whatever you have. It's kind of a poor man's way of doing it. I'm going to upgrade one of these days to the diamond stones, but they're a little bit spendy. So, and I've got quite a bit of this stuff, so, and this works really good. And then I've got some pieces of rubber here from Harbor Freight, just like liners for toolbox. I like this because it keeps it from sliding around on my bench. So I just put this on here. Now usually I'd start with like a 320 if the blade was in really bad shape, but Ben here did a good job. We don't have much work to do at all. This may even be a little bit overkill. It just needs a polish on it. It's just a little. Well, I'm really splitting hairs with that. But get yourself some water, glass cleaner. I don't know if the ammonia in the glass cleaner is any better, but I do both sides, and what this does is it causes that to adhere. This particular paper has a tendency to kind of curl up a little bit. Well, not a big deal, but kind of an inconvenience. But so what we'll do is we'll put a polish on here. So satisfying, this. You know, it reminds me of the winter time. I like to come in, this is my wood shop here. I like to come in the wood shop. I got a little Swedish Jotul wood stove, and look out the window and watch it snow and be in here all warm and snug. It's really nice. I like the summer. I like all the seasons. You know, it seems like they just God planned them just right. Just when you think you can't stand it anymore, the heat, then it starts to cool down and they'll cycle, and you got those things to look forward to. It's nice. I know I have a lot of subscribers that live in South Florida, and they really like it there. I lived there for a year. I didn't like it at all. One thing I didn't like about it, I did like the fishing. What I didn't like about it was the fact that you didn't have those changes of seasons. You didn't have the leaves coming off the conifers and the deciduous and all the conifers and the snow, and boy, that's really nice. You know what what I neglected to do? The first thing you should do on this is flatten the back. I forgot to do that. So we'll flatten that back. We can just do it over again. It's no problem. We want to start with flattening the back. And then we'll do the front. I always get that in order. You know, when you don't do this stuff every day, that's kind of the way it goes. Let's take a look and see what we have here. Yeah, let's get a new piece of paper. And we'll We'll flatten that back there just a little bit. Good morning and happy Sabbath to all of you who keep the seventh day. For those of you who keep the first, happy Sabbath to you tomorrow. So, I know it's frustrating not to see a project go from start to finish, but with my very challenging internet situation, it's about the best I can do. The 10-minute video is just a really hard time for me, or getting over that for upload. So things hopefully will change in the future. We've got, of course, the fiber I spoke to, which is a possibility, and well, that's going to change everything. So, manly manners. Let's do a manly manners today. Oh, this is a good one here. So the Manly Manners book says thus: don't throw your mother's perfections at her head, meaning we're talking about your wife here. Or you needn't be surprised if she suggests that you might as well return to your mother's wing. I like this old-fashioned language, but truth is truth, right? It doesn't really matter if it was 4,000 years ago or 4 days ago. It's kind of the same thing. What does that mean? Well, doesn't taste like mom's. Comparing your wife's cooking or house cleaning styles or the way she does with what your mother used to do is never a good idea. The way it is, it's just the way it is. There's a bit of rivalry between mother-in-laws and wives, I think. It goes both ways, male and female. I'm not just singling out the women, but be respectful that way. Appreciate your wife for her good qualities, and if you can get past I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself as well. If we can get past our biases, we'll have a happier home. So thank you all. Take a moment to subscribe if you haven't, if you'd like to follow the Modern Homesteading Project, and don't forget to click the thumbs up. We really appreciate that, and we'll see you over on the next part.